Hello and welcome to the May 2025 edition of The Soul Briefing. I'm Marek von Rennenkampf. On May 1st, the UAP Disclosure Fund hosted an unprecedented day-long event on Capitol Hill focused on UAP, or Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. The event, which was co-hosted by the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, featured presentations and discussions by scientists, national security officials, members of Congress, and former congressional staffers who focused extensively on the UAP topic behind the scenes. In comments during the event, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, the chair of the House Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets, stated that 2 UAP-focused hearings are in the works. The first would be, quote, government-focused and feature, quote, appointees, which we assume are Trump administration appointees, and the other would feature, quote, military and or former military members. According to Luna, one witness, quote, wants to come forward in regards to a crash retrieval program, end quote. Additionally, in comments to congressional reporter Matt Laszlo on April 29th, Luna stated that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, quote, has been extremely helpful, end quote, in Congress's investigation. Watch this space, we certainly will. In a 3-part interview with investigative journalists George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, Matthew Brown, the author of an explosive report presented and read into the congressional record during a November hearing, finally spoke out. According to Brown, a secretive government special access program dubbed Immaculate Constellation isolates and suppresses high-quality imagery, video, and other data of unidentified anomalous phenomena. In essence, keeping such data outside of normal military and intelligence reporting channels. Brown also alleges that he read transcripts of the former director of the government's UAP Analysis Office, AARO, briefing key members of the Senate Intelligence Committee. According to Brown, then Vice Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee and current Secretary of State and acting National Security Advisor Marco Rubio asked, what the hell is the executive branch doing? Have they been running this for 60 years without congressional oversight? End quote. An apparent reference to unreported, secretive UAP programs and activities managed or overseen by the U.S. government. Now, Rubio's alleged comments echo comments that he made in June 2023 to News Nation, where he stated, quote, Congress has been paying for it and probably for a long time, end quote. On May 13th, former intelligence official and UAP whistleblower David Grusch met with the Pentagon's UAP Analysis Office, AARO, in a SCIF, a sensitive compartmented information facility, which is a room where classified discussions can take place. Congressional reporter Matt Laszlo broke the story, which is a significant one because AARO is congressionally mandated. It is required to investigate the kinds of allegations that Grusch made under oath in a July 2023 House Oversight Committee hearing. During the hearing, Grusch testified that the U.S. government has operated, managed, overseen a decades-long UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program or effort. Importantly, the Inspector General of the intelligence community deemed Grusch's allegation that information was inappropriately concealed from Congress to be, quote, credible and urgent, end quote. That designation triggered mandatory notifications to the congressional intelligence committees. Watch this space, we certainly will be. In a new paper published on May 12th by the Soul Foundation, retired Army Colonel Karl Nell, who also served in key technology-focused positions at major corporations and defense contractors, argues compellingly for the reintroduction and passage of the UAP Disclosure Act. First introduced by then Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Mike Rounds in 2023, the Disclosure Act would establish a blue ribbon panel of experts from various fields who would review and recommend for release records, documents, and other information related to UAP, which allegedly has been withheld from the American public for several decades. Now, the legislation is arguably the most extraordinary ever introduced in Congress. Among other provisions and definitions, it defines, quote, non-human intelligence and refers to it 24 times. Remarkably, the legislation would also require the U.S. government to assert eminent domain, to take control of, quote, all recovered technologies of unknown origin and biological evidence of non-human intelligence that may be controlled by private persons or entities. A clear nod to long-standing rumors that recovered UAP materials and craft have been transferred to private defense contractors to evade transparency provisions. On May 9th, the Pentagon's UAP Analysis Office, AARO, released a new UAP video. The 8-minute footage, which was recorded in infrared by a U.S. military drone somewhere over the Middle East in 2023, appears to show an object moving at a high rate of speed, despite apparently lacking wings or any discernible or obvious means of propulsion, such as a jet engine or propellers. Now, according to AARO, quote, the available data does not support a conclusive analytic evaluation, end quote. Behind that somewhat tortured bureaucratic language appears to be an admission that the government, the Pentagon, is stumped by this incident. Now, loyal Soul Briefing viewers will remember that the Pentagon's key UFO hunter, Dr. John Kozlowski, the director of AARO, has stated repeatedly in the past that his office is stumped by, quote, true anomalies, end quote. Kozlowski stated in November that, quote, there are interesting cases that I, with my physics and engineering background and time in the intelligence community, I do not understand. And I don't know anybody else who understands them either, end quote. According to Kozlowski, quote, we're going to need the help of academia and the public to address some of these, end quote. And in March comments to Scientific American, Kozlowski stated, quote, we do have some events in our holdings that are really peculiar, and I don't know yet what's behind those, end quote. So while we applaud AARO's transparency, the redactions in the video make independent analysis impossible. AARO still has some work to do, but congratulations on this seemingly watershed moment in UAP disclosure.